Hello, ladies and gents. It's your boy, Director Chill, and welcome to Slappin' TV News. With all the excitement in Coral Gables, I think it is time for us to take a closer look at the 2019 Miami Hurricane football schedule. The 2019 Miami Hurricanes will be starting off their season versus in-state rival and SEC opponent, the Florida Gators. The game will be held August 31st at a neutral site in Orlando, Florida. The Gators are coming off a 10-3 win season. September 7th, Miami will see their first ACC opponent facing North Carolina at the Tar Heel Stadium. The Tar Heels finished an abysmal 2-9 last year with the firing of Larry Fedora, a possible candidate once upon a time for the Miami offensive coordinator job. Now North Carolina has Mack Brown as their new head coach. September 14th, Miami versus Bethune-Cookman. The 7-5 Bethune-Cookman. Shouldn't be much of a problem against Miami, but you never know because a lot of these players have played against each other in high school and in middle school. September 21st, Miami versus Central Michigan, the Chippewas. Central Michigan finished a 1-11 last year, and I don't think there's going to be much competition for the Canes, either last year's Canes or this year's Canes. October 5th, the Miami Hurricanes will go up against their former rivals in the Big East and now currently ACC coastal rival, Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech finished their season at 6-7, but you never know how this game goes. As it ends, rivals play like rivals play. October 11th, the Miami Hurricanes will be hosting the Virginia Cavaliers. It's a Friday game in South Beach. The Virginia Cavaliers finish 8-5. October 19th, Miami Hurricanes host Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech was able to pull off a victory against the Canes last year, but the Canes they see in 2019 definitely will not be the Mark Richt Canes of 2018. The Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets finished their season at 7-6. October 26th, Miami Hurricanes at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh finished their season 7-7, also playing in the ACC championship game. November 2nd, at Florida State. Florida State did finish their season at 5-7, but we all know when it comes down to a rivalry game, you never actually know how Miami is going to play against Florida State. And sometimes, and usually, it comes down to 3 points. November 9th, the Miami Hurricanes play versus Louisville. Louisville finished their season 2-10 under Petrino. I honestly don't think this is going to be a very hard fight, but we shall see. November 23rd, Miami Hurricanes versus FIU. This game originally was set to be an FIU home game. Recently this week, we found out that the game will be a neutral site at Marlin Stadium. FIU Panthers finished their season at 9-4. November 30th, Miami Hurricanes at Duke. Duke finished their season at 8-5, did beat the Hurricanes last year, but they would not see the 2018 Hurricanes that could not beat a basketball school. When we return, we will be going live from Coral Gables with our special guest, Calvin Capone, right here on Slappin' TV after commercial break. Welcome back to the 2019 Miami Hurricane football schedule review right here on Slappin' TV News. Now we're going to go live the Coral Gables, and Calvin Capone. Calvin, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. What up, though? Well, Calvin, I went over the whole schedule. So, let me ask you a couple questions about things that stuck out to you. First off, what do you think our toughest game is going to be in 2019? The toughest game I see on the schedule will be Miami Hurricanes versus the Florida Gators, SEC opponent and an in-state rival. It will be played in Orlando, August 31st. I think it's going to be a very close game. It might come down to 5 points. But yes, that's going to be the toughest game on our schedule. Okay. Calvin Capone says the Florida Gator game versus the SEC in-state rival. All right, Calvin, so tell me, what do you think the best game? What game are you looking the most forward to on the schedule? I mean, the best game and the game I'm looking the most forward to is against Florida State. Of course, they're going to come out with their backpacks and their little pink socks or whatever the hell they're doing this season. But that's always a good game. I think it's going to come down to a close game. Hopefully not with Manny Diaz being our new head coach. You know what I'm saying? Well, of course. You already know here on Slapping TV, we're always looking forward to the Florida State game. Also want to see how good they're going to be. So, okay. So tell me, Calvin, out of all the games that we have on the schedule this year, and we have a lot, we have 2 neutral site games and we have a lot of home games. But what game do you see being the trap game for 2019? You had to bring the trap game into this. Oh, I would have to say the trap game would be the North Carolina game, which is on a Friday this year. That's always a difficult day for us to play. We don't play good on off days, Thursdays or Fridays for Miami, seeing how we played even Pitt the last couple years. It's very interesting you say that because Miami does have a history of not playing well on off games, Fridays, Thursdays, especially versus a Pitt. We've seen that happen in the last couple of years. So it'd be interesting to see how that North Carolina Florida Friday game, turns out. So Calvin, what do you see Miami Hurricanes record being at the end of the regular season? Overall, I see the Miami Hurricanes with 11-1 record, only losing to the Florida Gators. I think it's going to be a close game, like I said, maybe 3 points. But yeah, I see Miami going undefeated in the ACC Coastal. You sure you're not just a little biased because now you're on the campus of Coral Gable? I see Ray Lewis behind you, and the Rock is right there. So, a little intimidation. Okay, it's okay. We won't hold it against you. And last but not least, Calvin, could you see the Miami Hurricanes making the playoffs? I mean, after what you said their record would be, I'd imagine so. But will they make the playoffs? Who will they play in the playoffs? And what could you see their record, or could you see them winning or losing? Come on, Director Show. I know you know how to do math. Yes, 11-1. That would put us in the ACC championship game in Charlotte. Absolutely. I see us playing the University of Clemson. Again, they will probably be undefeated coming into that game. Upset alert. I have Miami Hurricanes beating Clemson in the ACC championship game by 3 points. Wow. Yeah, I mean, yes. I do got Ray Lewis and The Rock behind me, so, and everybody's in here pumped. Manny Diaz got these boys lit up into you, so, it just is what it is. Maybe I am biased. Thanks, Calvin. We really appreciate it. This is Calvin Capone coming to you live from Coral Gables at the University of Miami football campus. Well, you heard Calvin's predictions. He believes the toughest game this year will be against Florida and Orlando. The most exciting game he wants to see is the Florida State game. The trap game of the season, 2019, will be North Carolina, a Friday game, always being difficult on the off day of the week for Miami Hurricane to play, at least in the recent history. Overall, Calvin Capone says the Miami Hurricanes will have a record of 11-1, making to the ACC championship game as the Coastal winners, playing against none other than the Clemson Tigers once again. But in a surprise twist, Calvin Capone says Miami will beat Clemson in Charlotte, ACC championship game by 3 points. Well, there you have it. We want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight here on Slapping TV News. Again, my name is Director Chill. I want to give a special thanks out to all our sponsors. Thanks for Calvin Capone down there in Coral Gable. You guys stay tuned in. Please like, subscribe, comment. We love all you guys. You heard it here first. Slapping TV News.